Hello, I am Robin Sele. I am ex-vice chairman of the Hong Kong Society for the Deaf, which is the largest charitable organization in Hong Kong. And since the year 2012, I've been enjoying various products from EasyHear. And now I am using the latest product, which is the flagship called Sapphire. So I was literally typing up the product letter, and now I would like to share my experience with whoever who may want to rehabilitate their hearing. So below is what I'm going to say, and my experience will be applicable to EasyHear products, not only the Sapphire. Okay. Now, it is time to tell something about myself. When I was 2 years old, I became very deaf, and so I saw mainly ENT specialist and audiologist about my hearing. And they came back and told me, "Oh, you are totally deaf, completely hearing lost. So that means if I don't wear hearing aid, then I cannot hear anything at all, and has been living with total silence." But before I talk further about EasyHear, I must say that when I was 3 years old, I was fitting my very first hearing aids, and I remember they were very, very noisy. And at the same time, the people's speech was very blurred, and my speech was slurred as a result, because I couldn't hear my own sound very well. So I was very disappointed. So over the 40 years, this has been going on like that. And the answers from those hearing care professionals is the same, that, we have done our best. This is what you can hear. So I am very disappointed. And then later, in the year 2012, I came across some news about EasyHear, winning some very famous, globally acclaimed awards called the WIDSA. So, in my heart, I felt there may be something special about it. And so I saw about the news that, it is quite innovative. So I decided to give it a try. After about 5 minutes of fitting EasyHear into my ears, I felt something quite different from what I heard before. The sound was a lot more solid, and therefore I had a lot more confidence about what I heard. And then the hearing consultant played some recording of some very, very loud background noise. And then I realized the difference went further and became bigger than the brains, which is the human speech stood out a lot more than before. So I immediately took the EasyHear hearing aid with me down to the street. And from that time on, the difference became even bigger, because I finally realized that I was aware of people talking about 3 meters away from me. So I was astounded. However, there is more surprise coming. When I'm having a business meeting, it is very often held in a big conference room. Now, I realized that how much I could understand was actually around double of what I couldn't hear with my old hearing aids from other brands. This is very much unheard of. For a totally deaf person, I'm sure this has not happened before. I know very well how much a deaf people can hear with other brands of hearing aids. So the difference is very, very big. There is another situation. I was on a tour. I was on a coach. I was sitting in the front row, trying to listen to the tour guide. I was hoping I could maybe hear a little bit, not too much. The tour guide was speaking into a microphone. And then I was surprised to hear that actually I was able to understand also double, maybe more than double of what I couldn't hear before with other brands of hearing aids. So it is quite consistent across different hearing occasions. Now here comes the most difficult part for all hearing aids of any brands. Music appreciation. This is the last frontier of any hearing aid. I can tell myself that whoever can solve this problem for a totally deaf person will win my heart. And here, EasyHear precisely does that. We need one hands down. Why? Because I was sitting in a huge concert hall, a very big one, and I was sitting many meters away from the musical instruments. Yet I was able to distinguish every single movement of the strings and also some piano strokes. I couldn't tell the difference among musical instruments. So I was very much moved, deeply moved. So I was crying very softly, not to disturb other people. You say that. 1 year after I put on EasyHear, my elderly mother told me that my speech has improved quite a lot. And this has never happened before in my several decades of wearing other hearing aid brands. At the same time, my mother is also deaf because of her old age. And she is using EasyHear as well for herself. And her quality of life has improved a lot, as well as my quality of life. My heartfelt feeling is that the technology in the EasyHear is very innovative, and therefore it has changed my life significantly. I am so glad that such advanced award-winning hearing aid is now available in Canada. Therefore, more people will be able to experience such kind of miracle. Thank you so much.